Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my two obligatory informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And this is one of those, a lot of people are going to go, man, Jason, you were probably waiting on this one. And honestly, at this point, not really. This isn't a surprise. This is nothing new other than it's worse than usual. But yeah, a bunch of people sent me stuff already. I couldn't go view it firsthand, so I've had to take secondhand people's accounts of it, coaches and other people I know, because Layne has blocked all of my social medias and Brittany's apparently from being able to see his stuff. So I can't see his Instagram on any of our Instagrams, things like that. So I've had to take secondhand screenshots and things. So let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing, work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. And obviously most of you know Layne and I have a long history. And as I said last time in the last injury, at this point, I'm not even gloating anymore. I did it first. I'm going to be honest. I gloated a bit at first for this first couple injuries. At this point, I'm so over all of the history with he and I that I'm actually just kind of tired of watching this guy destroy himself. A lot of people would say, hey, man, he's done a lot of stuff. You admitted he spent 6 figures harassing you. I don't know. It seems like a hollow victory at this point, because it's a victory in the sense of a person who's done me wrong is destroying themselves, but by that same token, I don't like to see a lifter destroy themselves. I'm a big fan of lifting. I'm a big fan of powerlifting, strength sports, everything else. I don't like to see people who are actually champions get hurt no matter what they've done to me. It's not good for the sport of powerlifting. It's not good for those of us promoting heavy barbell training. It's not a good thing. No matter what my personal feelings on that person are, it's not a good thing. It's bad all the way around, because I love lifting. I love barbells. I love heavy training. I don't want to see anybody get hurt, even my worst enemy. And this person pretty much has made themselves my worst enemy. I don't like to see this. But from what I understand, yeah, he's put pictures up. Even I did see the pictures showing you can see a structural shift in his lower back, even in his photo. He can't walk. He's had to get injections in his back. Layne has really, really snapped himself up. As everyone told him he was going to do, as I said he was going to do. It's like I said a while back, this guy wants to give me a hard time, but it's like, when I was a little older than he is now, I was squatting over 500 on camera raw, right? He can't walk at the moment. Still younger than when I had gone from being physically sick with a debilitating issue to learning to walk again, not through muscular damage, but because of another medical issue. I had to learn to walk again. I trained, got to over a 500 squat, and now he's younger than when I had the 500 squat on camera, which I'm trying to build back up to now. And now he can't walk. We don't know how severe it is. We don't know how severe his injuries are, if he's going to be able to return to training. But he can't walk on his own right now. That's how much debilitating pain he's in. And you can see even in photos he's put up of his lower back looks differently on the two sides. They are not balanced. And at this point, a lot of people say, why is he doing this to himself? And here's what I've had to conclude. I've had to learn a lot about this guy over all the lawsuits and police stuff and all the other craziness that's gone on. And I have to conclude, people are like, is he stupid? No, I don't think that he is. Obviously, he's not. He's intelligent enough to have earned an undergrad in biochemistry. He's intelligent enough to have finished his doctoral work. Usually really stupid people aren't successful at that. There are probably some exceptions. That is, by all standards, not a mark of stupidity. He's not a stupid person. What this is indicative of a personality disorder. And case in point, because I questioned his research, questioned his natty status, he said he made a public example of me, threw over 6 figures into harassing me, said crazy, insane things about me, which I kept videos of because he did them on camera. I kept copies of that for later in case I need it. Like extreme hatred towards me over really something that wasn't that big of a deal. Then fabricates all this craziness about me threatening his family, which I didn't do. You've got all that. Then you have the fact that while he was even doing that, he was having an affair on behind his pregnant wife's back, right, with his mistress. That's led to a divorce. So again, if you start to see, this is bad judgment. This is a woman who he basically had a trophy wife. Top level bikini competitor, marries her, has an affair, destroys his marriage while she's pregnant, who she's also invested in his business. She was part of his businesses, ran his businesses with him. She's financially caught up in his life. See what I mean? It's a kind of, again, a self-destructive behavior. I spent all this money harassing me, and I did have to fight back. And yes, I've hurt him publicly by having to fight back in order to defend myself. Because the guy spent so much money harassing me, and it really did harass me on levels I don't even want to talk about here, because it did interfere with members of my family. It caused a lot of problems. But to take that level of vengeance against a person for something they say in a YouTube video, all right, then to cheat on your wife like that, trophy wife, to then try to bring your mistress into a company and get her involved in a company where the company doesn't want her there, to the point to where a company you're a co-owner of have to kick you out. That's what happened with Avatar Nutrition. We don't know what happened with this Carbon, I almost call it Corbon, the gun guy in me. And we see these different things, and then the way that he trains, not caring what anyone else says, ignoring everyone else. All right, basically, he's got personality disorders. He's not stupid, he's crazy. And I'm not saying that being hypocritical. A lot of people are going to be like, Jason, you're kind of crazy too. Yeah, but I'm aware of it. That's the difference. I'm aware of my own flaws. I don't claim to be the pinnacle of sanity. A lot of people are like, really, you sound pretty reasonable all the time. Well, I'm not always reasonable. I'm a little crazy myself in my own ways. But again, I'm aware of it. And when you're aware of what your crazinesses are, you can try to reel them in a little bit to be less destructive to yourself and be less destructive to your own life. When you know what your own personal issues are and your hang-ups are and your own personality problems, it gives you a little more control over them so they don't control your life. But I'm not trying not to be hypocritical here. But the thing is, when you look at this pattern of behavior to the point to where he's been told he's going to cripple himself. Even the person he hates so much that he has publicly stated he hates me, spent all this money harassing me when I've said, look, man, I don't like you, but you really need to back this down a notch, because you're going to end up in a wheelchair. And as much as I might dislike you for the things you've done to me and to my loved ones, I don't want to see that happen. You need to bring it down a notch. When even your nemesis, someone you've basically made your public number one enemy, has to say that, and then you still keep ignoring it and keep destroying yourself, that's a mark of basically insanity. Insanity. When your worst enemy is saying, look, dude, what the hell are you doing to yourself? You need to back down a notch. And everyone, your friends are telling you that, your worst enemy's telling you that, and you still proceed to cripple yourself for no rational, logical reason, in a completely irrational way that flies contrary to what all the best coaches, all the best experts say. You just push on. Claim you're going to outwork the injuries, that you'll always be back. They said I was done. They said I had no chance. Again, narcissism, extreme narcissism, because narcissism can be self-destructive, of thinking that you can do whatever the hell you want to anybody, including yourself, and there's not going to be blowback. And in the case of this, his back might be blown back out. And that's what I said before, is that as much as I didn't want to see it happen, I don't think that he has the ability to turn this off. He doesn't have the ability to turn it off and just say, when even his worst enemy's going, dude, even I don't want to see you do this. You need to chill. Don't do this to yourself. Seriously. When that's happening, and he kept going, I realized he doesn't have the ability to turn the narcissism off. It's not just a switch you can turn on and off. He can't. He can't not destroy himself, because he's now tied up in his ego with it of telling the world that he's going to fight through it no matter what. All right, now he's in the most excruciating pain he's ever been in his back. Can't walk, having to get shots in it. And like I said before, I don't see this stopping till he puts himself in a wheelchair. And that's the ironic part, is that there were all these crazy rumors of me being in a wheelchair all this time, even though, people knew I was still up in deadlifting, until I started making videos, putting up videos every day of me doing standing exercises. I recorded 62 workouts this year. 62 workouts this year. And I'm walking around or standing or lifting weights at all of them before these rumors of the wheelchair go away. And now the crazy part is that Layne, who was responsible for all the circles of people who were talking about the craziness with the wheelchair, is putting himself in one. I don't know, that's a little ironic. And like I've said already, at this point for me, I'm over revenge. I'm over hating this person. At this point, I really would just kind of hope the guy will grasp a hold of a little bit of sanity and stop destroying his own life, destroying his own businesses, and destroying his own body before it's too late. Because he is self-destructing to a point where I'm not even worried about him coming after me anymore, because he's destroying his own life so much he doesn't have the energy left to do it. So I don't even care about that anymore. I don't want to see it come to the point to where this guy cripples himself, destroys his life, and offs himself just because he's my enemy. I would hope that at the end of the day, he will just stop for a second and just think this stuff through, because maybe if he comes to a realization that he is destroying his life and overreacting with a lot of stuff, he'll realize he probably reacted a little bit with me too, and realize that was really kind of crazy also, as crazy as what he's doing to his own body. And that's kind of what I'm holding out for, because I think that's the best possible solution for everybody, is for this guy to just realize he's destroying himself, and he's got to stop. All right, he's lost 2 companies, lost his wife, destroying his body. He's got to assess that and realize, wait a minute, what in the hell have I been doing? Maybe it'll dawn on him, because he's an intelligent guy, and that's what I'm going to hold out for, a little bit of hope that at the end of the day, that his intelligence will finally kick in and he'll go, whoa. And maybe he'll correct some of this. I don't know. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.